Are you recording this, Tim?
Yep, it's live right now.
All right. Where you from, Philip? Who you with?
I'm from Houston, Texas, man. That's why I'm broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, brother. I'm with
And which
Platinum
team are you with?
200. Huh?
Which team are you with?
Platinum 200.
And the MLM superhero. Don't forget
And,
that.
and the Platinum 200 and the MLM superheroes, man. Definitely.
Broadcasting live. So let's get going.
Absolutely, man. Well, my name is Philip Rollins, and I am broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and I am one of the MLM superheroes. And I'm really excited right now because we're getting closer and closer to Explosive 2.0, and I'm very, very excited about all the wonderful things that's getting ready to go on in that. So, if you're here right now, you're definitely in the right place at the right time. And it's my honor and a pleasure, man, to like actually introduce one of my friends, man. I got a chance to meet this guy in Miami, and he always has a group of people that's huddled up around him because he has so much value to share with each and every person that comes in contact with him. So, it's just like he's one of my MLM superhero brothers, and he's out there in Seattle, Washington. He's just really, really lighting things up. So if I were you, I would grab a pen and I would grab a notebook and I would take copious notes because this guy, he has a lot of value. I mean, every time I talk with him, I like take something away from him. So you definitely don't want to pass up the opportunity of like taking notes and like really going like really taking interest in everything that he's saying because this guy has so much knowledge and he has the heart the size of Texas right here where I'm at, and he just loves helping people. So, Conrado, can you come forward, sir?
What's up, guys? Hey, could you see this right here?
Yeah, we can see it.
I wanna do something different. Could you guys see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this isn't really like an opportunity Google Hangout, right? But this is more of I want to do a training of the law of understanding, right? Hold on. I don't know how this is Hold on a second. Sorry guys, we just bought this. So could you guys see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like, oh, let me. Shoot.
Lower it down a little bit, Conrado.
But it's kind of backwards, huh?
No, it's right. No, it's right. It's right. We could actually see the board, and it's not backwards.
Are you sure? Because like.
The urn of what it is the law of understanding. Yeah, we can see it.
Oh, okay. So you could read that?
Yeah.
It's not backwards?
No, it's not backwards. It may look backwards to you, but it's not backwards to us.
Oh, okay, okay. So the law of understanding, right? So take notes. So the law of understanding, it says, I'm going to write it down. Hold on. Okay, could you guys read that? Law of understanding says that some learn faster, some learn more, and some learn more and faster. Right?
Right.
Let me give you guys an example. I want to hold this right here. Okay. It goes like this. This right here is the point This right here is the point of understanding. You guys get it? The point of understanding right here. That's the aha moment. Right, the aha moment. The I get it. Right? It goes like this. Let's take two people. Let's say this is the start. Right? You may think that this is the finish, but there really isn't any finishing. Okay? That's just the point that you finally get it. So let's say this person right here, right? A, and this person right here, B. It took A a month. It took B 5 months. Right? It took A month to actually understand how to work his network marketing business. He learned it a lot faster. It took B 5 months. Now you're thinking, oh my gosh, 5 months is a long time. Some learn faster, right? But here's what happens. This guy right here, this is what usually happens in network marketing. They get to that point where they learned it faster and they become complacent, right? So just because he learned how to do it faster, here's what happens. He's waiting on B, right? While he's waiting on B, the habits he formed within those next 4 months is complacency, right? So because the law of understanding says that some learn faster, some learn more, and some learn more and faster. You know, person A, it took him a month to learn how to work his network marketing business. Person B, it took him 5 months to learn his network marketing business, or whatever it is in life, you know, calculus or whatever, right? But maybe this guy right here was focused first, or he was focused a lot more than this guy. Right, this guy, he's all over the place. You know, he's going like this. And that's what's taking him so long. Right? But now he's waiting. He's telling him, dude, you could do it. I learned it. You could learn it too. There's no difference between me and you. Right? But then he creates a habit of waiting for him, so he becomes complacent. So he's not doing the things that he was doing in month 1 because he thinks he's got it down. But this guy right here, for 4 months, the habits that he built is consistency, is persistence, is making those phone calls, is hitting people up, you know, inviting, getting on the Google Hangouts, getting on the conference calls, right? He's doing everything that he can, you know, going like this, doing everything he can to understand it, understand the invitation process, understand the close, understand the prospecting, right? But here's what happens. Now, he starts to go being complacent. So he's learning and he's learning and he's learning little by little because that's the habit he formed. But because this guy right here was all over the place, little by little by little by little, you know, he went to the seminar, he went to the convention, he went to 3 calls, he's always on the Google Hangouts, he's taking massive action. That after 5 months and he clicks, he's at that aha moment, he's at that point of understanding, he's at that I get it. I understand it now. This is the point of understanding, right? He gets it now. But when he gets it, this is what happens. He learns it more. He planted so many seeds. He made so many connections because Jim Rohn says, I make up in number what I lack in skills. Because this guy right here could talk to, Jim Rohn says, in 30 days, if we had a contest, right, you get 9 out of 10. I get 1 out of 10, right? But I will beat you. And the guy goes, how was that? I get 9 out of 10, you get 1 out of 10. He goes, simple. In that 1 month, you talk to 10 people and get 9. I talk to 100 and get 10. I beat you, right? Because he's making up in numbers what he lacks in skills. But here's what happens, is now in month 6, with all the seeds that he planted, with everything that he's ever gone through, because he got to the point of understanding, he got it and he went deeper. He started reading the books. He started listening to the audio CDs. He started developing himself. Now he's not getting 9 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. Now he's getting 9 out of 10. So all those 1,000 people or all those hundreds of people that he talked to in month 1 or month 5, when he goes back in month 6, because everybody's life changes every 6 months, he's better, he's more skillful, he's made his money, he's planted the seeds. Everybody that he's talking to now, snowball effect. This guy got deeper. His understanding is better. He knows how to work the business. He's talked to the top leaders. He's connected himself with the top leaders. While this guy right here became complacent. Right? You see that? The point of understanding. So some learn faster, some learn more. Right? And some learn faster and more. Now let's take the third guy. Oh, and here's what happened. Person B, because he was so far behind, right? That person B, when he was so far behind and he was catching up, his whole mindset is, I gotta catch up, I gotta catch up, I gotta make this happen, I gotta do this. Because he kept developing that, once he caught up and he went over here, he said, now his mindset changed to where, I don't ever want to be left behind ever again. I don't ever want to live that life, being broke. I don't ever want to, have my children or people that I love have to go through the struggle that I went through. So he kept that attitude of keep on going, right? But watch this. Let's take person C. Okay? Now here's person C. It took him a month, same amount as time as person A, right? But while person A was complacent, person C says, I'm just going to keep on going. My momentum, I'm on a roll. I'm going to talk to more people. So he is a top recruiter. He is a top business builder, right? He is a motivational speaker. He is a top trainer. People listen to him. He gets the credibility. He gets the influence. Right? Because he never was complacent. So that's why some learn faster, this guy, some learn more, this guy, but some learn faster and more, this guy. You guys get that? Tell me you guys get that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So that's why I always tell people, you know what? If you just keep on going and you get rejected, don't worry about it, because you're in the process of learning. You're in the process of getting to that point of understanding. And the reason why people never get to this point of understanding and they go switch off to another company, and then another company, another company, another company, right, is because when they're right here, they say this doesn't work. When they're right here, they say this doesn't work, right? They never got to that point of understanding. So I say the skill set that you have today, if you've been in 6 different companies in the past month and you haven't seen any results, is it the company or is it you? Did you make it an effort to get to the point of the law of understanding, to the point of understanding, to that aha moment? I get it. To the I get it now, right? I get it. This makes sense. This is all it is. Like it's crazy, because when I tell people, all you got to do is this, all I got to do is this. If you look at Panama's an example. This guy has been going to the webinars every single day, right? And he's never done network marketing before. And I told him, hey, just talk to people, and you're gonna go make mistakes. You're gonna run into a whole bunch of no's, but as you keep having more conversations, you're going to start getting it. He wasn't taking massive action in the first month, but he went to every single webinar, right? He was on every single call. He was hitting me up on Facebook. This guy went to go buy 10 books last week to develop himself. And then you know what happened? He signed up his first person. And then now his conversations, he's not asking me like all the time, what should I say? Now he's showing me his conversations, and he's having the right conversations. He's asking the right questions. Because he did it so much, now he's getting to that point of aha. While the ones that sped at first, and they started recruiting in the beginning, they got complacent. They ran into trouble, right? They said, oh, this is not as easy as I thought. It was never as easy, right? It was never as easy. I told you, some people have their breakthrough or their breaking point earlier than others. But if you just keep on going, right, you're gonna get there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? So that's the law right there of understanding. Now, because I don't want to make this training too short, I was going to do this later on. Hey, where's that eraser at? It's like a cap over there. So, hold on. This is such a small eraser. Sorry, we just bought this at Walmart earlier. Did you guys take notes?
Man, I hope everybody had their notebooks, man.
I hope everyone had their notebooks, or you guys are going to have to... Hey, Tim, are you recording this?
Yes, I am.
All right. So that right there, my friends, is the law of understanding in anything. Anything in life, right? The funny thing is how that came about was last night. I was at a party, right? And my friend, he's always like telling me like, oh man, like he makes connections and this and that, right? He's a recruiter for like IT professionals, so he works for this company called Wimmer Solutions, and his clients is like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Blue Nile, like small tech companies, big tech companies, right? And he looks for IT professionals. So he gets these companies as his clients, and then he gets these IT professionals, and he connects them together, right? So they could hire employees. So almost kind of like a high-end staffing agency. So it's like network marketing in a way, right? And I never realized how smart he was, right? And I never realized that this guy is so good at offending people without the person even knowing that he's offending them. Do you guys understand what I mean? Like, he's so good at making fun of people and subliminally get into your mind without even you knowing. Here's an example. One of the guys, he was standing by the counter, and a beer spills, right? And the guy goes, oh man, I don't know what happened. I caught it. And then he looks at the floor where the beer is spilled, right, in his kitchen, and he goes, you caught it? Right? So what he was doing was he was making fun of the guy, saying like, how did you catch it if the beer spilled? But at the same time, he was saying like, are you some sort of dumbass? Right? So he was offending him, making fun of him in a joking way. Right?
Right.
So people say, hey, I don't want to be a high-pressure salesperson. We could sell, or we could convince, or we could persuade, or we could do it without having to be high pressure. Just by asking questions, we make them convince themselves. Right? So, and then I was like, man, this guy, he gets it. He went through, he was sleeping on couches, he was broke, and now he's making 6 figures, but then it clicked. He understood it, right? And then the other guy, this guy's a quiet guy, right? And we start talking, and he goes, yeah, people think that I'm a dud when they first meet me. And then when he was talking, I was like, damn, this guy is super intelligent. He goes, see, look. He goes, for me, and he's like, I consider myself a slow learner, right? He's like, I'm a slow learner, but once I get it, right, I get it. And then he goes, then I have a more deeper understanding, right? And then the other guy I was talking to, you know, this is what I mean of when they get it, they become complacent. I should have not erased that. He was a manager at a store, and he was there for 10 years, right? And he says, you know what? I don't like to give people advices anymore, right? He goes, because I just feel like, you know, you're trying to help these people out, but they don't care. He goes, so why should I waste my breath? That's the same thing with network marketing, right? Is I always say I don't like babysitting people. I want people who's going to run hard. Because if I'm going to take my time, and you guys know, sometimes I'll be on the phone with you guys for an hour or 2 hours training you guys, like a one-on-one session, right? If I'm going to take my time to do that, and my time to do these Google Hangouts, and no one takes massive action, right? That's a waste of my breath. And he goes, you know what I do? He goes, I learned, and just like what Jim Rome says, don't focus your time on people who need it. Focus your time on people who deserve it. And so when my friend says, if they come up to me and ask me a question and ask me how it's done, I will tell to them. He goes, you know why? I go, why? He goes, because when they walk away from me, I know it meant something to them. He go, and I was like, because he barely talks. Me, I'm a talker, right? He barely talks. He goes, when I talk, I want it to be meaningful. I want it to mean something to the person I'm talking to. He goes, so if I just start going around giving people advice and they don't care, I'm wasting my breath and it doesn't mean a thing. But that's just the same thing like with us, is if we go around start pitching our business, all we're doing is wasting our time, you know, and wasting our breath. But if they're open to hearing what we're doing, right, by qualifying them, then what we are telling them means something to them. It's meaningful, and we're not wasting our breath and wasting our time. So that's why we gotta qualify people first, right? So to make sure that when we are talking about our opportunity, we've connected the dots with their dreams and their goals, and it means something to them. Does that make sense? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You guys ever hear the story of the tortoise and the hare?
Yeah.
Okay. When you hear the story of the tortoise and the hare, what's your thoughts? Like, I want to hear the panel, not just you, Philip. I want to hear what you guys think. Like, what is it that you guys get out of when you hear the tortoise and the hare story?
Consistency wins the race.
The what?
Consistency wins the race.
What else, guys?
Slow and steady.
Panama?
Don't stop going.
Who else?
Keep on trying, right?
So who won the race?
The hare.
The hare?
Rabbit. Yeah.
The
Oh, no,
turtle.
sorry.
The turtle won the
The
race.
turtle won the race.
Right.
Set in
I know
stone.
what story I'm looking at.
I'm like, what's? I'm like, that must have messed up my childhood or whatever.
But here's the thing, right? That story is a deception to all of us. Growing up, them telling us that story is slow and steady wins the race, right? That's the deception. Because the reality is, slow and steady is why people are struggling. Have you guys noticed that? People are they're content with their job.
Right. And you know what, Conrad, I was just gonna say, because I was sitting up there thinking, but you had cut me off. I was thinking that, like, I was actually thinking, why didn't the dang on rabbit win the race? That's what I was thinking.
Right? But watch this. I'm going to give you guys a different sense of the tortoise and the hare. I heard Darren Hardy say a story about it, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Okay? Did you guys know that the tortoise and the hare, they were friends? They were friends, right? They weren't just in a race. You know what kind of race they were in? Philip, anybody? Let me see what you guys think. What kind of race they're in?
It was just like a friendship competition type race. It wasn't like it was just a friendly competition race.
They were put in a rat race.
Oh, okay.
The way we are conditioned, and when we're young, we're put in a rat race. Go to school, get a good job, slow and steady wins the race. But the ones who break through and understand this is the ones that get ahead of that rat race, is the ones that get out of that rat race. Let's look at the rat race. Hold this. Okay. Could you guys read that? Could you guys see that?
Yeah, we could see it. Start and finish. Yeah.
Right? Hold on. So guys, write that down. Okay? You guys draw that out?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a tortoise and there's a hare. They're starting in the rat race. So when we were younger, we were told that slow and steady wins the race. We were told that, just being persistent and just keep on going, that's what wins the race. Right? That's what we're told. But in reality, those two guys got put in the rat race, and it's actually not determined of who could finish first. The rat race is actually determined of who finished last. That's why we hear the victory of the tortoise. So think about this. The rabbit, it took him 5 years. The hare took him 5 years to make $1 million. Right? The tortoise, it took him 10 years. Or let's say 20 years. Or actually, you know what? It took him 10 years and it took him 20 years to make $1 million. If they ever get a chance to make $1 million in their lifetime. Right? So, I don't know if you guys have friends like this, but I have friends like they're always trying to bring me on board with them. Not in network marketing, but just like business or whatever. They're always like, man, I want us to prosper together. Isn't that how we are in network marketing? We get our closest friends or whatever. We look for our network, the ones that we trust, and we say, hey, we need to make $1 million together, and I believe we could do it with this opportunity. Right? Some will, some won't, some wait, so what, so who's next?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what happens. When the hare finished the race, right, he's saying to the tortoise, come on, bro, you could do it. Come on, you could do it. I did it. You could do it. So when the tortoise, finished the race, that's the story that we know about. That the tortoise won the race. He got there, right? But sometimes most people, when they get to the water, they drown.
Wow.
Right? That's how it is life, it hits you, you fail, you fail, and people give up, right? They give up on their dream, their ambition, their goals. They give up on life. They never finish the race. They never got to get out of the rat race. So the rat race was never, a maze, right? It was never a maze. But people make it so complicated and difficult that they get stuck in a maze. The rat race was actually just an obstacle to overcome. The bigger the obstacle, the bigger the victory. Right? The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. That's all it is. Right? So watch this. It took the hare 10 years to make $1 million. Right? It took the tortoise 20 years. But what would happen if they both joined forces together? Right? And I say this because people say, okay, let's look for your strength and your weaknesses, right? I came to a conclusion that we have no weaknesses. I mean, the Bible says that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind, right? So there is no such thing as weaknesses. Watch this. This line right here is strength and weakness. I came to a conclusion that we don't have weaknesses, right? So let's look at this graph. Let's say that, Panama, he's very good at having conversations. So his conversation level is right here. Right? But he sucks at closing. His closing level is right here. Right? Is closing a weakness? No, right? It never was to begin with. He just has to develop his closing skills so it could be right here. You see that?
Right.
He never had a weakness. None of us have a weakness. The only time we have a weakness is when you say you can't. That's the only time you have a weakness. But let's say, you're not that good at presenting. Your presentation level is right here, and you're trying to compare your presentation with mine. That's not a weakness of yours. All that just means is you just have to keep practicing until you get better. Keep practicing until you get better. Until you catch up. Or even until you surpass me. Right? So where in this example do we actually have a weakness? We don't.
We don't.
We just have to get better because we're like this. Watch this. From a scale from 1 to 10, right? Your invitation level is a 6. Your presentation level is a 2. Your recruiting level is a 1. Your closing level is a 3. Right? Or actually, you know what? Let's do this to make it even more relevant. Okay. Prospecting. You're good at looking for people online. Dude, you could prospect all day long. You could get people to get you friend requests. You're a 10. Right? You're like, dude, this is too easy. I'm getting so many friend requests. I'm getting so many people liking my status and commenting my status. Right? But then once you get them on, a private message, right? Your conversations is a 7, right? You know, once you get them a conversation, so, okay, it's a 7, that means you have a lot of leads, but you don't really know what you're doing with it. So your conversation level, you know, you're trying to get better, you're trying to get better. Then the invitation is a 5. So out of all those people that you're having conversations with, right, you're trying to learn, and then now your invitation, you're a 5. Okay? That's the only thing you have to worry about. Because guess what the leaders have to worry about? Presentation, training, closing, launching. This is what we have to worry about. Everybody else, this is the only point that you should be at. Prospecting, conversation, and inviting to the Google Hangout, to the webinar, to the 3A call, you know, to the conference call, to the video, right? Everybody should get good at prospecting, conversations, and invitations. Until you have the income story, until you have the ability to do it yourself, right? You have to use us. Because here's what happens. You're over here, the tortoise and the hare, right? You're going to work as hard and as hard as you can. But what would happen if you work together?
Right.
Where your strength, what you're good at, okay, you bring it over to the people who has more strength than you, because you never had a weakness. So watch this. What if the tortoise and the hare, because they know they're both friends, they know they're both in the rat race, they know they want to both make $1 million and finish this race, you know, be financially free, have time freedom, being able to do whatever they can, right? Here's what happens. The first part of the race, the hare, right, will carry the tortoise on his back and run as fast as he can. Then when we get to over here, the second part of the race, the hare will be standing on top of the tortoise while he floats really fast along the water. Because they both could finish the race, the tortoise could walk slow. He doesn't have a weakness. Right? He just walks slow. But he could swim fast. The hare could really run really fast, and he could swim, but he can't swim as fast as the tortoise. He doesn't have a weakness. He could swim. So they both never had a weakness to begin with, because in the story that we were told when we were little kids, they both finished the race. But it's not on how fast, you know, the first person could go. It's how fast the last person could go. So they were never timed by, you know, the first person. They were always timed by the last person, right? So now, what took the hare 10 years and what took the tortoise 20 years, with them combined, could take 5 years to the land of freedom, prosperity, time freedom, right? Financial freedom. They get to travel the world. They get to do whatever they want, right? And then they start bringing everybody along with them, and they start to duplicate the process of, they say, hey, partner up with the tortoise and the hare in this race, and we're all going to go together. So instead of being separated, we all do this together. We're all a team. Getting people an invitation. That's why I say, okay, you guys want to know how a lot of these people get 100, 200, 300 likes on their status? They play team, right? Mm-hmm. Someone says one line on their Facebook status, and everybody goes and likes and comments on their status. So what happens when their whole team likes and comments their status? There's 300 people in Platinum 200 on our Facebook group. We should be getting more than 300 plus likes and comments on each and one of our statuses. Here's what happens. You comment, like let's say I comment on your wall. It says on my wall, Conrado commented on so-and-so's wall, or Conrado liked this status, or whatever, right? Then my friends see it, and they say, what is this status or thing that he liked and comment? So they check it out. They see a conversation of 100 people, right? They'll be like, whoa, what is Tim doing? How is Tim getting all these 100 likes and comments? Right? You see how powerful that is? Because think about it like this. During the civil rights movement, if Martin Luther King Jr. walked by himself, people would look at him like, who's this guy? But he had a whole, movement in the civil rights movement, right? You see how important that is? Right? Numbers. It's a numbers game all around. I always say this. Network marketing is a people's business, right? And it's a numbers game. But we're not in the business of people or numbers, right? We don't just sign them up and let them go. We build each other. It's a numbers game of how many people can we build up so they could be self-sufficient and they could build leverage for themselves, which in turn builds leverage for you. You see the importance of that? Is first, you have to learn, the point of understanding, the law of understanding. Understand what you're doing, right? But it's like this. Tell me what to do, I'll forget. Show me what to do, I might remember. Do it with me, and I'll understand. That's why Lowe's, right? They don't say buy wood from us and go build something. Lowe's says let's build something together. Right? They don't say, hey, go buy this piece of wood or whatever you need and you guys could learn. Lowe's has classes, has seminars, has PDFs, has videos of how to build a shed. Let's build something together. That's the duplication process that we have, right? We need to show these people on how we could build our network marketing business together. Not, I can't do this by myself. You can't do it by yourself. So let's do this together. Teamwork makes dream work. You guys understand? Any questions, any comments, suggestions, any criticisms, whatever you guys want to say, anything, input before we end this?
Oh, you're good.
Man, I just want to piggyback on it, man. I mean, cause dang, wow, man, that was amazing training, Conrado. I mean, just the fact that how you took the the hair and the TARDIS story, man, and turned it into something like that amazing and that that vivid, so we can visualize it. I mean, cause I mean that's exactly what it's all about, is that to, like you say, the teamwork, man, and I've been speaking with people, that I've been off the ground and get traction in their business, and that's kind of one of the that's one of the most important things that you have to get out the way a lot sooner, because like you say, you may don't have the belief that a Conrado has, or that a Gregory Hidden has, or even myself has, and that's why you have to take it to somebody that's having the the success and the income stories and the high beliefs in what they're doing. So it's very, very important that you jump on one of these hares back, and and let them run as fast as they can until they get you to that water, and then you can float really, really fast. So man, it was a phenomenal training, and I hope that everyone took copious notes, and I mean, even it's being recorded, so I mean you can always go back and watch it again and things like that. But every time Conrado talks, he's dropped gold bars. So I just wanted to say, hey man, thanks for that phenomenal training that you dropped on us, man, because it was definitely very, very needed.
Anyone else? Panama? Let's hear your thoughts, Panama.
Yeah, man. The whole story about the tortoise and the hare really caught me off guard. Uh, yeah, man. If people just work together, like they get together and strive to a common goal, anything is possible. It's always possible, but you can make it happen faster.
Yep. Tim?
And yeah,
Yep. If we help each other out, we gonna get to the top.
Yep. You see how Tim, he's always on the webinars too. Right? He even made it through Miami. You know? So he's determined. And then, once it clicks, right, Tim's going to vertical.
Right.
You know? What about you, Dalen?
Yo, what's going on, brother? Yeah, your trainings and your tutorings has definitely never failed to amaze me, man. You speak nothing but the truth and the reality of it. Ever since the beginning of our friendship, man, I've done nothing but absorb from you, man. I've never had anything flew over my head. You explained it so thoroughly. You interpret it at a level that I've never heard of it. It's just such a brilliance to be connected with you, man, and to really come to you when I need for extra advice if possible, to really actually have another source, a phenomenal source to really get some crucial information from. And I just want to definitely thank you for that, brother.
Lon?
What up, bro?
What up?
I didn't know you could. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Tight. Like, that's one thing, bro, that everybody really needs to understand is that nobody has a weakness. It's everybody has a starting point, plain and simple. And all you can do is get better. My football coach used to tell me every day you get better or worse, but you never stay the same, but you are always in control of that. So that's one thing everybody has to realize, and just keep that in mind. Nobody was ever created to be weak. And if anybody says that you're not good in anything, don't even allow that to come to you. Like, that's one of those things that you just kind of cast it off to the side, and then you reinforce it with something with a thought of, well, if that's an area that they see as my weakness, how can I improve it to get my strength even higher? Because it's not a weakness because you're not quitting. As Conrado said, the only time it's going to be considered a weakness is when you give up, because you're not empowering yourself. You empower yourself to have a strength, and you almost condemn yourself with buying something like that. So that's a beautiful graph, Conrado.
Awesome. Jared?
Oh, me?
We got Jared from Florida.
Yeah, man. Like, shoot, like you saw me last night. I put that post up on the mastermind. I was just going through everything, friending as many people as I could until it told me to stop. But like, that's what we got to focus on. Just like, it should be like an instant blitz. Like, as soon as we post something, like we shouldn't have to ask for it. Like, everybody should just know, like, hey, like this, he's on the team, like it. But yeah, that's what I've been going for. That's like mostly just been talking like other people in exposure, trying to find them in groups so we can like put them all together and just like help each other out. But I don't know, man. The tortoise and the hare thing, it blew my mind. So that's getting everybody. Like, everybody's like, whoa. That was good.
Thanks, man. Beverly? Unmute yourself.
Sorry, I'm driving. If I would hear the story. But yeah, that's awesome. I never really hear about the tortoise and the story. So it just gives me a good perspective. And you, Conrado, as a leader, you are awesome. I can't tell you enough. I mean, just learning from you, just having different perspective of all of you guys too. And it just boggles, like, how we live with this day to day. And sometimes we don't, sometimes we have to hear from somebody else just to really hit you, So yeah, I appreciate all your your time and helping us out. This is awesome.
Awesome. And Anna missed you missed the training. You just got on at the tail end, so you can't. I don't know if you were on the silent watch or whatever. If you can put your input, but did you watch it in silent watch? I don't know if Emma has microphone.
Who?
Yeah. So did you get to watch it on silent watch, or did you just miss the whole training?
I missed the first part.
But what did you see, the torus and the hair, or the strength and the weakness?
No.
Okay.
I'm on my phone and I had a problem getting onto the link.
Okay. So it's being recorded, so you could watch it, and then maybe you could tell your input like on the team page or in the team chat and see how it struck you.
Sure.
Well, I guess that concludes the training. Philip, our host, do you have anything else to say?
Nah, man. I mean, I just want to add that, moving forward, I mean, like, I'm not really sure, what people mean when they say blitz and things like that. But, if you're a part of the team and you see any team member that's out there in the Facebook world, I mean, stop by and like and comment on each and everybody, because, we have power in numbers, and we have to take advantage. We have to take advantage of that, because I mean, just like you can see what's going on with one post that everybody is using today, and the numbers are really, really high, and people are getting a lot of leads from it. Like I told you, my inbox has been lit up from it today. So the power in numbers are very, very important. So anybody that's a part of the team, get to know who's involved with Explosive. Get to know who's a part of the Platinum 200 team. Just get to know each and everybody. So when you see one of your teammates out there, no matter how simple, how whatever the post is about, always stop by and bless it with your presence, because you just never know how that's helping each and everybody out. And it was just a phenomenal training, and I was just happy to be a part of it. And thank you for doing such an awesome job for us, Conrado. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, looks like that's the end of a call, guys. It's a wrap.
All right.
A wrap.
And I'll see you guys at the top.
All right. See you too.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.